Kelly's 4-year-old Swagger has been watched 86 million times, and it's turned her father, Robert, into a global internet sensation.
You know, got to the point where we had to turn off our phones and Facebook and Twitter and all that sort of stuff. The question is, how do democracies respond?
The chaos unfolded Friday during a Skype interview with the BBC.
I think one of your children's just walked in.
As Professor Kelly tried to keep Marion at bay, in waddled 9-month-old James, followed quickly by his mother, Young Ah Kim, in a frantic bid to get the kids out of the shot.
My apologies.
Kelly later explained that Marion had been in a hippity-hoppity mood after celebrating her birthday party.
I was hoping that maybe my daughter might sit down and read a book or something, even for 30 seconds until we could just cut the interview, right? But once my son came in the little roller, then it was then there was nothing I could do.
Relations with the North may change?
Well, I don't think
the video instantly triggered tributes and copycats, like the one featuring Press Secretary Sean Spicer, President Trump, Ben Carson, and Kellyanne Conway. And it lit up the late-night shows. Trevor Noah.
Like, this is why I love kids. No matter how seriously you take yourself, kids will mess up your Sure, your dad can say, I'm going on the BBC, but the kids are like, no, we're going on Ellen.
Kelly thought that was the end of his TV career, but it's been the opposite. Today, Kelly politely pleaded to be left in peace, and he's happy his family saga has brought laughter to so many. Charlie D'Agata, CBS News, London.
Hippity-hoppity mood. I love that. That's the CBS Evening News. For Scott Pelley, I'm Anthony Mason. Thanks for watching. Good night.
On the scene, on the story. News on 6 starts now.
And first at 6 o'clock, the Oklahoma Senate voted today to punish one of its own. In just the last hour, we've learned charges could be filed as early as tomorrow against State Senator Ralph Shorty.
Cleveland County prosecutors are looking into a report by Moore police who say they found Shorty in a motel room with a teenage boy. Aaron Brilbeck is on this developing story.
Yeah, take a look back behind me here. Up until today, this was Senator Ralph Shorty's office. They just recently scraped his name off the door here. Lawmakers and Senate leadership are not talking with the media about this, but today their actions spoke louder than words.
Senator Sykes, you are recognized for the presentation of Senate Resolution 7.
Members, this is a very serious issue before this House. The resolution speaks for itself. I would move adoption.
A roll call vote on the resolution has been requested. Clerk will open the roll.
The Senate today unanimously passed a resolution suspending Shorty and kicking him out of the Capitol. The resolution will, quote, remove Senator Shorty's name as author or co-author of any legislation under control of the Senate. It also states Senator Shorty shall no longer be authorized to occupy his office in room 412 of the state Capitol or his assigned parking space. The Oklahoma Republican Party did not pull any punches. They released a statement saying, in part, we condemn the actions of Senator Ralph Shorty to the strongest degree. No person, particularly a child, should be subjected to sex crimes. I also spoke with the State Ethics Commission. They will not say whether they've had any complaints about Shorty. The resolution also gives the Senate the opportunity to expel Shorty if they choose to do so with a 2/3 majority vote. On the scene on the story at the state capitol, Aaron Brilbeck, News on 6.
I shouldn't have to feel creepy and gross at my workplace.
And we're investigating claims of sexual harassment at the state capitol. Allegations of unwanted touching and explicit comments made by lawmakers. A Capitol staffer tells News on 6 those problems run deep. Tonight at 10, 6 investigates sexual harassment at the state capitol. A 9-month-old baby is in critical condition tonight with a grim prognosis after police say he was shaken last night.
Police arrested the mother's boyfriend and say they see these types of cases far too often. News on 6 crime reporter Lori Fulbright is on the story to explain what happens when someone shakes a baby.
Police say people don't usually shake a baby out of malice. They do it out of frustration. But what you need to know is that shaking a baby will never calm it down or stop it from crying. But what it will do is cause massive injuries, even death. Malia Shanklin was a happy, healthy 4-month-old when her father shook her so hard it pulled her retinas away from her skull and made her brain bleed. He went to prison. Malia is almost 2 now. She's blind and needs a special chair to hold her up, and doctors say she'll have these medical issues the rest of her life. Davis Bradford was a precious 14-month-old baby until his dad's girlfriend shook him so hard he died. She also went to prison. Misty's son KC was shaken by his babysitter. The babysitter went to prison, but KC is the one with a life sentence. Experts say babies cry, they get fussy, and sometimes you don't know why, and sometimes you can't stop it. So if you're getting frustrated or angry, put the baby down in a safe place and walk away until you calm down, but don't shake them. Babies have weak necks and big heads, and shaking them causes their brain to move back and forth inside their skull, which causes bleeding and bruising. Shaken babies, if they live, are often blind, have seizures, learning issues, and many more problems that can be permanent. Another thing I've seen with these shaken baby cases over the years is it seems like every time someone shakes a baby, they then dunk it in water or splash water on its face trying to revive it. That doesn't work. That can only do worse damage. So don't put water on a baby that's been shaken. Instead, call 911. On the scene on the story in Tulsa, Lori Fulbright, News on 6.
We have new information in the death of a Tulsa asphalt employee who was killed on the job in December. The medical examiner says Bill Warren died of multiple blunt force injuries with broken bones in his chest, arms, and legs after being hit by asphalt debris. He left behind a pregnant wife and 2 young sons. We have new developments in a Craig County murder case. A judge rules there is enough evidence to make Colton Orr stand trial for shooting and killing his dad's fiancée. Veneta police say Orr was 14 last fall when he walked into the police station crying and asking for a hug. They say he then confessed to shooting Laura Hendricks in their home. The DA charged Orr as an adult with first-degree murder.
News on 6 got an exclusive look last year at the German factory building some of the largest playground pieces for the gathering place. They've since been taken apart, shipped over, and reassembled here. News on 6 reporter Emery Bryan is on the story of how those towers will go into place next week. Emery?
Well, a lot of people will get a look at these towers as they are moved across town next week to the site. We got a look at them today as they're being prepped for the move. It's a warehouse more than a workshop, but for most of the last year, workers have rebuilt these towers for the gathering place. They were designed in Germany, taken apart and sent with good instructions to Tulsa.
We're really making some great progress with the weather, and so we need to get these into position.
And now they're ready to move. 6 large towers, 4 of them mostly wood, destined for the Chapman Adventure Playground at the gathering place. There they'll overlook the swings and the Skywalk Forest, the tallest tower overlooking everything.
When it sits up on its pedestal, will be 62 feet tall. It's at its height. So you'll be able to see over the treetops, just over the treetops, the kids will, and be able to see downtown Tulsa.
Those pedestals are on the east side of the gathering place, among some of the old trees that remained, and in the middle of playgrounds designed for the younger children. This steel tower is the framework of a vertical water playground, the one we saw demonstrated in Germany, the only one of its kind in the world. All of them are designed for climbing and learning.
But a lot of imaginative play, interactive play, and just fun to crawl up and down. And then many of these have, puzzles and games and things, activities within each of the towers, so it's more than just going into it. There are actually things to do.
The towers will move next week, but it will take until January to get everything added onto them and around them and finish the park. So as the towers travel from the warehouse to the site, they'll be driven slowly across town so people can take a look.
And they're going to kind of parade around kind of midtown and then carry them straight into the south construction entrance there on Riverside Drive.
And we've posted the route for the parade online. Its trip starts next Wednesday at 9 o'clock. It'll take about until about 10:15 for the towers to get across town. They'll go along I-44 and 61st Street, and of course we'll have complete coverage. Reporting live on the scene on the story, Emery Bryan, News on 6.
Right now, crews are still fighting several wildfires in northwest Oklahoma. We're told the largest of the wildfires in Oklahoma and Kansas and that area is now about 80% contained. The fires have killed 7 people, including 2 from Oklahoma.
And we're not done with fire danger yet here in eastern Oklahoma. Fire danger will be on the rise tomorrow as south winds kick back in. And what that means for us is, once again, not burning outdoors if at all possible, and of course not in the burn ban areas. We'll see that coming back up on Sunday as well with gusty south winds developing. And we're already seeing those south winds kicking back in, especially to the west where it's turning warmer. That's a sign of what's to come in the next few days. But in the meantime, it's still cooler in our part of the state with 40s and 50s prevailing. Closer to the Tulsa area, we've got readings in the low to mid 50s. 53 in Jinx, 52 Owasso, 49 in Skiatook. Coming up, we're talking about a temperature springing back up that will be much warmer than where we've been. Several chances of storms in the forecast, and then all that outlook for March Madness here. We've got, of course, the big events going on, all of the forecast hour by hour for that event.
All kinds of madness.
Yes, I know.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
The USS Tulsa is in the water. The shipbuilder pulled it out of dry dock this morning in Mobile, Alabama. The ship was floated downriver to a pier and then lowered into the water. The Tulsa will remain there as work continues on the inside before it goes to sea trials in about 8 or 9 months. The Navy will take delivery next year. The Grand River Dam authorities a step closer this evening to using new technology to make electricity at their Mays County plant. They fired up a new type of turbine for the first time this week. It uses natural gas and steam to produce electricity. The turbine will go into full use this summer and is the first of its kind in the Western Hemisphere.
You hear the reminders every time we set our clocks for daylight savings time, but fresh batteries in your smoke detector, you need to do that at least twice a year. The National Fire Protection Association says the entire detector, though, should be replaced every 10 years. The Metropolitan Environmental Trust set up a tent today near 41st and Sheridan to collect and recycle old fire alarms. They say those old smoke detectors should never be just thrown in the trash. The Tulsa Fire Department is about to get some new firefighters.
Next at 6 o'clock, the intense round-the-clock training these cadets are going through that could help save lives.
These claims are unwanted touching, comments on body parts.
Sexual harassment at the state capitol. 6 investigates tonight at 10. The ultimate morning weather team. Meteorologist Alan Crone shows you weather changes hour by hour.
3 o'clock pickup line weather, scattered storms.
Meteorologist Station Night helps you beat the rush.
Slowdowns in both directions.
Wake up your day right with 6 in the morning.
Stay in the know wherever you are. Download the News on 6 app and remember to opt in to push alerts.
News on 6 is brought to you by Contour from Cox. Control your TV experience.
It's truck trading time at Joe Cooper Ford in Tulsa. And Joe, that means
you can trade your keys to the keys to a brand new Ford, lower your monthly payments, and not make any payments for 90 days.
Get 0% APR for 72 months on all 2016 F-150s, 0% APR for 72 months on all 2017 XL and XLTs, and get $10,000 off a new 2017 F-150 XLT Super Crew.
And we'll beat any Ford dealer's price by $500 or
give you $10,000 cash. Plus, Joe will pay you a lot more for your trade-in than any other dealer.
Come see us at Joe Cooper Ford of Tulsa.
Who loves you, Oklahoma?
Okay, so here's the deal. Casinos nationwide continue to have financial difficulties. Some casinos are closing, but there is one casino with low overhead and no debt. A casino that can pay out more, and you can count on that.
I'm sure you've heard what everyone is talking about.
About our loose slots.
With low overhead,
We can loosen our slots to pay you more. Come see why we're staking claim to the loosest slots in Oklahoma and Missouri.
at Buffalo Run Casino and Resort, Miami, Oklahoma.
Sunshine Furniture always brings in new products for your home, and you'll want to see them here first. Like these very affordable sectionals and sofas with fabric you can even bleach to keep clean. Or this fabulous bedroom from Flex Deal featuring their great looks and quality at Sunshine's prices. Plus, get 0% financing for up to 48 months on furniture and mattresses. Sunshine Furniture, your home for the best brands and prices with free Wi-Fi to shop and compare.
Sunshine Furniture. Need glasses now? We have a lens lab in every store and can make them for you in as little as 30 minutes.
Right now, get 2 pairs for $38.71 or 2 pairs progressive for $76.92 at iMart Express.
Right glasses,
Right price.
right now.
I just picked up the cake for the baby shower.
Yay! You know she's having a boy, right?
Oh boy.
Buick now has an SUV for that. Introducing the new Buick Encore.
I knew I could trust you guys with the cake.
No problem. That was close.
One of 3 luxury SUVs from the new Buick.
Get $92.50 total value on select 2016 Buick Encore vehicles in stock when you finance through GM Financial. See your Oklahoma Buick team.
A new group of Tulsa Fire Department cadets is just a week away from officially becoming firefighters.
To mark the occasion, the cadets are going through 24 hours of continuous training. News on 6 reporter Sawyer Bussey is on the story showing us what they're going through. Sawyer?
Well, Greg and Terry, this is the first time the Tulsa Fire Department has done a 24-hour training like this. It's meant to be a real eye-opener about what life could look like on the job. Training started at 7 a.m. for these Tulsa Fire Department cadets, with what Captain Kofi Wallace calls a rite of passage.
It's the BOK climb, and we do the equivalent of 52 floors in full gear.
TFD is simulating what a 24-hour shift at a fire station could look like.
They're actually cooking the meals like they would at a fire station, and then every 2 to 3 hours, they're doing some type of big event to simulate a fire call.
Just weeks before these cadets become official firefighters for the city.
We're just trying to give them a little taste of what to expect.
Car fires, house fires, traffic accidents, and Mayday emergencies are just a few of the simulations these cadets will be working through.
So we try to always tell them, think outside the box. You know, if you get into a situation, there's not a rule book. If it works, do it.
And TFD Chief of Training Brian Lloyd says this 24-hour session goes above and beyond the state's mandated training requirements.
Your first shift, something big could happen where your captain or your driver goes down, and it's up to you to pretty much save the day.
And Lloyd says when the seconds count, this extra training could save lives.
You know, while your job is to listen and learn, you have to also not be afraid to step up and take charge.
Now, the department hopes to continue this type of training with future cadets. Sawyer also had a chance today to take part in some of that training. She was there firsthand, and you can watch that video inside her story at newson6.com.
It is quiet and cool tonight on our Osage Casino Skycam network.
But our Oklahoma weather experts are tracking a chance for rain. Mike tells us how showers could impact your St. Patrick's Day plans.
It's the spring cleaning sales event at Tulsa Hyundai. Buy a new 2017 Hyundai Sonata or a new 2017 Tucson. It's your choice, only $187 a month. At Tulsa Hyundai, you pick it out and we'll work it out.
It's time to mow, and it's time to save during the Raptors season sales event right now at your local Hustler Turf retailer. Get all the strength, all the power, and all the high-performance zero-turn mowing perfection of the legendary Hustler Raptor family at the lowest price of the season. Save time when it's time to mow, and save big now during the Raptor season sales event.
Get your Hustler mower at the Tractor Yard in Coweta and Sandbagger Golf and Turf in Independence.
The incentives are always huge during Toyota's nationwide sales event. Hurry, take advantage of giant store-wide savings on every new Toyota at Jim Norton Toyota. Get huge discounts plus a $2,750 rebate on Tundra. Get a $2,000 rebate on RAV4, or get 0% plus huge discounts. You get both. And you always get a lifetime engine warranty at no extra charge. At Jim Norton Toyota, 9809 South Memorial, where T-Town gets Toyota.
You should start investing for college education today. The Oklahoma 529 College Savings Plan is the only plan with an Oklahoma income tax deduction. Limitations do apply, so don't forget to read the disclosure booklet. Any earnings are tax-free when used for qualified higher education expenses.
Smart kids who will get even smarter. So start today. Save for tomorrow. Visit oklahoma529.com.
For the over $400,000 Spring Spectacular, Osage Casino wanted me to wear a tux. No problem. And show you the cash you can win. Oh, and did I mention that Osage Casino is giving away 7 Infiniti SUVs? And they want dancing. Absolutely.
Osage Casino's over $400,000 Spring Spectacular. Win big.
That's how you give away over 400 grand.
Only at Osage Casinos.
Backed by popular demand.
Bob Hurley Ford is extending Ford Truck Month one more month. Bob Hurley Ford owns work, giving you the best prices and selection in town on Ford trucks.
That's right. We're celebrating 40 years of America's best-selling truck.
With 12 grand off the Ford F-150 and remaining Super Duties. That's 12 grand off. And this month only, you choose.
Get 10 grand off the 2017 Ford Expedition or 0% for 72 months.
Bob Hurley Ford.
I-44 in the Arkansas River or BobHurleyFord.com.
The most legendary players in Survivor history are back to change the game. But CBS tonight, Survivor changes the game on them.
Everybody, drop your buffs.
It's more ruthless.
I get everyone on the raft, I drag them out to sea, and I can get back to camp and start looking for an idol.
In the most cutthroat season
Is he chasing a ghost?
ever.
People are hungry out here. I'm hungry, but I can't.
New Survivor Game Changers, CBS tonight.
Now, the Oklahoma weather expert, Mike Grogan.
We've seen a bit more of that sunshine today across eastern Oklahoma, thus bringing about the start of our warming trend. Though this morning, some of those clouds brought a few snow pellets to areas north of Tulsa and all the way down to Muskogee, in fact, early this morning. Wider view is going to show once again across much of the United States. We are quiet in the wake of a major nor'easter that impacted the Northeast. All that blue there, those are freeze warnings in areas that don't normally freeze by this point in the year, all the way down into the Florida Panhandle. And we're probably working ourselves out of that colder pattern as time goes along, but it has been a cold streak. You can see the colder air located over the eastern half of the country, whereas the warmer, balmy weather lies just to our southwest. That's going to usher in a new transition in weather as south winds are beginning to make a return to our area. So let's talk about the past week, because the past week we've been in this cool air mass. Over the past 7 days after Thursday of last week, we have been at or below normal, far below normal. In fact, towards the beginning of this week, where we had a high of only 43 degrees yesterday. And then let's bring it forward to the next 7 days, and you see temperatures here at or above normal the entire stretch. So we are certainly shifting gears here for the second half of our spring break, and we've got a nice day for St. Patrick's Day and up to 84 again by early next week. In the meantime, though, looking out towards Muskogee, there are some clouds filling up our skies at this point. Around Tulsa, a little sunshine breaking up over the skyline of the town. 52 degrees, south wind at 9 miles per hour, and that will start to bring back the moisture content in the air indicated by that dew point of 31. Around eastern Oklahoma, it is cooler to the northeast, where we are in the upper 40s from Grove to Coffeyville. Tulsa area in the low 50s, mid to upper 50s, though, south of I-40, so rather comfortable compared to the northeast zones. 57 in McAllister, 56 in the Poteau area. Okay, so we're going to take you through the night into the morning hours on our wider view, and it will show fire danger emerging as a problem to our west, really west of Highway 75. It will be dry enough and windy enough to move about any fires. East of there, we have an increase in moisture that could result in some light showers or spotty drizzle. But the main storm does not hit here until we move on into Friday. Friday morning, very mild south winds continue, 58 to start that day. And by afternoon, we're warming into the 70s, and along that boundary, we might see a few showers and storms beginning to break out. Let's go closer in and talk about that chance as we move into Friday afternoon. There may be a narrow boundary just along or even behind that front where showers and storms do form. We'll see a switch to north winds by 7 o'clock, so that could impact folks heading out to celebrate St. Patrick's Day or heading to some of the games downtown. And then cooler north winds kicking in by the evening hours with still some scattered showers and storms relegated along and south of I-40. So the best chance of rain with this system will be where the better moisture quality lies. That would be south of Tulsa, mainly southeast of town for the afternoon and evening hours. So scattered storms not likely to be severe at this point. The system's just fairly weak in nature. But as we move on into your March Madness forecast, well, if you're heading downtown to catch some of the games, 65 degrees at 11 a.m. shortly thereafter as tip-off, and for the afternoon and evening games, you might want to bring some rain gear as you're walking down to the BOK from your parking spot. 30% chance of those storms by 7 p.m. So here's the forecast, though, moving through the rest of our evening. 46 by 9 o'clock. Our sunset 7:31, so a lot of sunshine to enjoy still for the next hour. 42 for your morning low tomorrow, so not a big drop in readings thanks to those south winds, and we're clouding up for much of our day tomorrow. 56 up to 67 for the afternoon high. That better chance of showers and storms on Friday, though not all of us will see the rain clearly with only a 30% chance. And then we do clear out Friday night into Saturday, which leads us to a beautiful end to our spring break week and balmy for Monday. Then another cold front that night will bring about some unsettled weather into the middle of next week. But before that happens, this Saturday, join us at Woodland Hills Mall. We're talking severe weather for the Severe Weather Expo. First time we've done this at Woodland Hills Mall, and you can join us, see our storm team, some of our storm tracking vehicles, and you can register to win a flat safe storm shelter. So all good reasons to come out and say hi, including the nice weather.
Oh, sure. And it's the time of year.
Yeah.
Everything's kicking into high gear.
It'll
feel like spring
by then, yeah.
Yeah.
Good
all right.
information
Thank you, Mike.
there. All right. Thanks, Mike.
Well, coming up, a Tulsa teen is winning international medals in Taekwondo.
And the Cowboys get set for their first round game against Michigan. Sports is next.
Nobody will work harder to get you the deal of a lifetime than the all-new Jim Norton Chevy in Broken Arrow. Hurry, buy a new 2017 Spark with automatic, just $99.95. Or buy a new 2017 Sonic, just $11,998. Plus, get a lifetime engine warranty and oil changes for life at no extra charge.
Come on, Tulsa. Who does all that?
So hurry to the all-new Jim Norton Chevy.